Holy Nike's Jiminy Cricket and all of the other things I do when starting videos that are like this. That also includes welcome to the 150 subscriber special. I know that was kind of stupid and also unoriginal, but that's somewhat the point, really. I very much thank you all for sticking around for the over 3 years I've been doing videos now, and I know I've said that in every other video like this as well, but I don't know how much more videos like this there's really gonna be. It's not as much up to me as much as the content at this point, and I'll go into more detail later. But for now, I'll just celebrate that we're here, and we'll celebrate with the 150 of y'all who, in theory, are quote-unquote immediately see this video. Of course, YouTube has its thing where the videos don't actually go into the sub boxes because Google logic. That's a different thing altogether. But for now, I'll be positive and say that there's not all that much more I can say. The community's just been so great for so long. I've said that's really all there is. The community has been consistently incredible, and it's been consistently expanding, and everyone's been nice. And as I've said before, generally the Gran Turismo community seems to be the best one in gaming, and given that I'm generally a Gran Turismo channel, I guess those those go 2 and 2, hand in hand, whatever. So, I know this is kind of unoriginal and nothing special and somewhat boring, but I very much thank y'all, and I'll stay here for the future, I guess. I don't really know what the future will exactly be. I don't think it's going to be as much Gran Turismo Sport related, I'll say that. I don't think the videos are going to be as common. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do daily videos after this week. But again, I'll do more detail on that at some point next week. But for now, I'll just kind of go more towards an ending in a positive way. My channel's been able to expand pretty progressively throughout my entire existence. Back in GT6 days, it was slower than GT Sport days, but that's to be expected. I started when GT6 was already kind of old. But for my channel to still be expanding even at this point, when I've obviously shown a somewhat dislike towards GT Sport, and that GT Sport in general has a smaller audience than any other Gran Turismo game, that's quite amazing. Especially given there's only so much I can do with the content provided in terms of looks. I know I can do all I'm physically capable of in terms of making it entertaining, like I myself can make it entertaining, but the way it looks is... Honestly, there's tons of people better out there, and I've never denied that. That's one of the wonderful things about the community as well, is that it's a joint community at this point. There's a whole heck of a heap of people I've raced with in the past. There's a whole heck of a heap of people I've watched in the past, and a lot of those overlap as well. And I'm sure a whole heck of a heap of people watching this have watched all of them as well, and it's definitely a good thing. That's another thing as well. Even though I am ultimately going to be boycotting Gran Turismo Sport Online, it's not necessarily the point to say that Gran Turismo Sport is unfixable. It's ultimately to help and to eventually get back and better than ever. Again, more detail into that in that video as well, but that video isn't necessarily going to be all negative, but I'm attempting to make this video mostly positive. I may not be doing GT4 Online as much, but that's not taking away at all of everyone who's enjoyed that in the past. As of now, it's at a point in which it definitely needs fixed, and it's been at this point for so long now, something has to be done. And I don't really mind being quote-unquote the one to do it. There's a lot of people angry at various things of GT Sport, but I haven't necessarily seen anyone go to actually do something called a boycott, like them actually saying it's a boycott. Obviously, there's millions of people who didn't buy the game compared to GT6, and there's quite a few who've quit, but I don't think anyone's actually done a straight-up video saying they're boycotting it. So maybe this will help, maybe it will do something, but for now I definitely thank y'all who stuck around no matter what y'all's opinions are of GG Sword, if it's the best game ever, if it's needed fixed even before at this point and I should have done this sooner, or whatever in between. I definitely thank each and every one of y'all for sticking around for this long, and honestly, that's the best thing I could have really asked for. My channel's never been bigger. I've still steadily expanded. There's been no point in which I've been over 150 subscribers yet. And this seems like as good of a time as any to go ahead and do a boycott with my channel still steadily expanding. The longer we wait, the longer I wait, the longer everyone waits, the more stuff doesn't actually get done. And then the less people are playing GG Sport. The less people playing GG Sport means the less people may actually care about the other games coming out later, whatever that may be. So maybe I took too long to do this to begin with, but I'll completely end it with this. One of the reasons I've been going so long in terms of keeping on with GG Sport Online, even though it's been as chaotic as it was, is also because of y'all. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I know y'all enjoy it, whether it's me, quote unquote, not enjoying it, meaning like a rant, or am enjoying it doing like a special date or something like that. I know y'all have enjoyed the content that has been provided by me, either enjoying it or not. And I'm sorry that I can't continue, but ultimately I think it's shown in terms of overall views and just in terms of my spirits that the most enjoyable thing in general has been me also enjoying it. And there's just been less and less of that overall. So while there will be less content Gran Turismo wise soon, maybe in the future there will be more, and maybe more than ever, and overall better than it ever was. It's possible to say right now, because really that's more up to PD than anyone. If they actually make a note of this and fix something, then this has definitely been worthwhile. If not, it's not all for lost either, because at least I've shown my intent. I've done what I can, and the community too has done what it can. It's stuck around for me, and also, well, y'all can move on to whoever else as well. The Gran Turismo community is still expanding, even though Gran Turismo games seem to be getting worse. And that's true for my own quote-unquote community as well. I say quote-unquote because it definitely is a community, but I don't know if it's truly quote-unquote my community. I know people are subscribed to my channel, but still, other channels have made me bigger, and then I've made other channels bigger as well. It's all a big community, and then I'm just one part of that, and then y'all watching are also part of that community in somewhat different ways as well. And I'm sure there's people watching as well who have YouTube channels who might very well even be bigger than mine. I'm just saying, no matter how big or small you are, even if you don't have a YouTube channel whatsoever and you're just watching that account, we're all part of the community and we all matter equally. So I feel like this is a good point to get everyone's views out. Again, I'll go to more specifics of what I'm going to do than the actual boycott video, but for now, on a positive, the community has stayed strong no matter what has happened in terms of the game. And hopefully it stays strong for longer, even if it's not necessarily with me, because I'm part of the community, so by default, even if the community stays together, it is still with me too, because no matter what, I will be part of the community. Whether I'm not as active doing videos, I'll still be there, and I'll still help to the best of my abilities. Maybe eventually the help between me and obviously everyone else too will get something fixed that will make everything better in the long run. But for now, this is now, and this is, well, the biggest my channel has ever been, and hopefully it still ultimately gets bigger in the future, no matter what happens in the immediate future. I don't know how long it will be in the future before it does get truly better, but we're on the right track to at least get there. So that's most definitely where for y'all, and I wouldn't be saying that without y'all. That's for sure. Y'all.